Buenas. My name is Diego, and this is the You Live Where show. I'm an expat, and I have been for 10 years now, and it's been the best 10 years of my life. I feel that a lot of people want to know how it is that I live, or, they have questions about how to make this happen, or how do people like me do what we do. So, the best way I know how to provide any value to you at home is by having genuine conversations with people that either are expats, they either own homes overseas, or they've been on the road for a very long time. So this week I'm speaking with a gentleman named Jeremy. He came here from New York. He's got some really good gems to tell you, and it's a good story.
Yo, brother, it is such a pleasure to have you on my show. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to talk to us, man. This is really exciting. I'm happy that you're here, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It's been a while, so I know we've been talking about it, and now we've been able to solidify the time. So I'm excited as well. It's always a good experience.
Awesome. All right, so Jeremy, when did you first get the travel bug, man? When did you first start to get out there?
I think this was probably about like 10 plus years ago. I just thought there was more things to do than just being like, the States are beautiful. I love it. There's a lot of good things I haven't experienced there, but I wanted to, broaden my horizons and go and see different aspects of the world and the way different people live. So, I started to do that. I traveled a couple different places, and then, I came down with you to check out this lovely place and experience. And, it's just been an ongoing theme from there.
All right, dope. So that's how you found Nicaragua with me?
Yeah.
All right.
I was going to go to Colombia by myself instead.
Okay.
But I was talking with a mutual friend, and, it came to pass that there might have been a slot that might have been open, might have not been open. And, I just jumped in there. I was like, come on, I'm ready to go. Let's just do it.
I remember that now. Yeah, I remember how that all played out now. That was a long fucking time ago.
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago.
Wow. All right. So here we are now. You live in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
All right. How did you choose Nicaragua? How did you say this is going to be the spot I'm coming to?
So it wasn't really a hard decision for me. But after coming down, we were maybe a week or 2 weeks at a time, just visiting and, having fun and seeing a lot of the country. And I felt that I had, a pretty good connection, like, with the people. The people are great. I think sometimes it gets a bad rap because of, people not experiencing it firsthand for themselves. But I was privileged to do that. And I just kept coming a week or 2 weeks here and there. And I kind of made a decision, like during the pandemic, things, I'm from New York, so everything was going to close down. I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, here, let me see what's going on in Nicaragua. Let me go live by the beach maybe for a couple of months. Maybe this thing will pass. And then I came from a couple months to a couple months more, and I was like, wow, I found some different ways to do things. I'm like, wow, do I think it started to become a reality? Like, maybe there's something else out there for me that I could actually have a better quality of life for myself.
All right. So that was it. So then you decided you're going to move to Nica.
Not exactly.
It took some time, took some more steps.
There's definitely a few steps involved, for sure.
When you were finally ready to take the plunge, you were like, you know what? I'm doing this. I'm moving out there. I'm doing my thing. How did you prep for that mentally? How did you set your cards up?
I just weighed the pros and cons of all the things that I was, dealing with on a day-to-day basis, in the States, in New York, of what am I doing this all for? Why am I working this hard? Why am I dealing with, there's always nonsense everywhere. There's pros and cons everywhere, but I'm like, how much more effort do I want to put in? How much more do I need to feel like I need to accomplish there, in order to, be happy and feel comfortable that, I'm able to progress in my life. And it was just coming to more and more of it's not weighing out appropriately. So I'm like, I found some ways when I was living down here that I can navigate to even work online and do those things and be familiar with different places, know where to get, different products that I want to get. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. So it kind of came along like that.
All right. Word. Now, when you did move, what did you do with your stuff? Did you storage box? Did you sell everything? Did you give it away?
I gave some stuff away. It was a little bit rapid that I did my exit. I made a decision, and then it's like, okay, within like a week or two, I put the things that I had. I had a storage unit, I brought everything in my storage unit,
Okay.
and then made the move. Which I've now, like, obviously I still have my stuff. I'm eventually trying to find a way to just relocate all my stuff here, because the pros and cons, the things that I have some valuable assets, and I want to keep those. So that's the only reason that you should get like a storage.
Okay.
But otherwise, like if there are things that you're tied to that don't have value, you should just discard them.
Just get rid of that shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Because it's just going to hold you down.
Word. When you popped over this way and you told everybody, like, yo, I'm moving to Nicaragua, how was that received?
Where?
Where you got roads?
Where you calling? Nicaragua? Nicaragua? I was like, no, Nicaragua. Yeah, and I'm going to go there. They're like, why? Why not? You guys can sit here and crack your heads open all day about how you're going to pay your $4,000 a month rent.
Yeah.
And you're going to deal with all the problems, all the logistics that you have here. And I'll be there.
Okay.
I know a way to do it. I think I can find a way that's going to be beneficial for me. I had somebody here as well that I was involved with. So I made things a little bit more applicable for my scenario. So I was able to do it and have maybe a better level of comfort than other people might have.
Okay.
But I was ready for the challenge.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so boom. You're in Nicaragua now. Dude, what are the first steps? Like, how'd you find an apartment? How did you find a mode of transportation? Like, what are your first steps for that, man? How does that?
That's always, it could be complex if you're not familiar, or at least have like a kind of goal or game plan of how you're going to navigate through the streets, through the city or outside the city. I was lucky enough from years past that I obtained, a moto. So, I was able to have that as far as my primary route transportation, but I'm not opposed to using the different public buses that they have, which, they are what they are. But there's also other, like, believe it or not, like, even though it's a third world country, like, there are applications. They use apps. Like, you can get, like, they have something like Pedidos Ya. It's like, if you want to get food deliveries, they could always say Uber.
Okay.
Uber Eats. And then they also have different like in-driver and stuff like that, where if I want to get a taxi, I can even call a moto to come pick me up, where I hop on the back of the moto. It's like
that's awesome.
maybe 100 cordobas, which is equivalent to like $4.
Okay.
So there's different applications you can use to get around, and you just have an idea of where you want to go. You'll get close.
Well, I was going to say my next question, man. A lot of these things are hard to navigate with the language. How you been with the language?
I did. How am I with the language? Well, I've never taken a Spanish class in my life.
All right.
Right.
So no formal
No formal education on that. So for me, it was, again, it's just a challenge, and try to assimilate and learn the things that I need to learn, and Google Translate and other different sort of things to try to help me get by, at least get some sort of direction, and try to build off of that.
But you've been getting around, right? You've been making things happen.
Around, no problem. It's your vibe. It's how you present yourself.
Okay.
Just as anywhere. If you have a level of confidence, not arrogance, but confidence of like, here, I'm going to get this done. We're going to go there. Like, you have to be a can-do person, I think, in anywhere, not just here. But I'll make it happen. It might take a little bit more time. I might get things wrong, but I don't mind. I don't mind being corrected if I say something in Spanish and it's wrong, or it doesn't come off the appropriate way or what have you. I'm okay with somebody saying, like, no, Jeremy, you have to say it like this. I'm like, okay. So it's just, you live and you learn. So.
All right.
But I'm getting better.
So in context of that, you live in Managua, you live in the city, huh?
I do technically live in Managua, but it's more on the outskirts, kind of like a suburb.
Okay.
So it is different. It's not the hustle and bustle of a typical city life.
So how did you choose that spot? Why there?
I was familiar with that from when I've stayed here previously, but months passed, and somebody I was involved with, lived in that area. So I became comfortable where I was at, And I think it was actually a pretty center location for me that I can get to Granada very quickly. I can get to Messiah very quickly, right on the main highway. I can get to Monaco quickly to get everything that I need to jump in and jump out. If I wanted to come down to La Playa, I can go and get there pretty quickly as well. There's a lot of different places I could jump off to.
So you're really centrally located to everything that you need.
I think so, for everything that I need. And it's from the time just I've spent there, it's like, you know, you find your little places where I'm going to get my little food here, my little food specialty here, where this person's going to make the best tortillas over there. And it just takes time, and you have to be patient, and, you know, it's going to be trial and error. And, you know, I've been able to, I think, navigate that somewhat successfully.
Well, I was going to say, how's your social life? Do you have like a crew? Do you have places that you go? Do you have like a language doesn't matter? You're still kind of in there? You're making it happen?
Language doesn't matter. Language doesn't matter. You just have to, I think people, they actually tend to appreciate that I do try to speak the language, even if it's not perfect, more than people would say like, oh, your Spanish is horrible, like I'm not even going to talk to you. I think they kind of take it as more as a sense of respect.
Okay.
And so I have friends who don't really speak any English at all, and I have friends who do speak English. So I do have, you know, somewhat of a social life. You know, I go to some different events. I go to some different barbecue events. I have different friends. They invite me out to different things, and you know, it's they have a comfort level with me, and I have a comfort level with them. And it's like, yeah, I have a social life. There's a little bit. There's a nightlife here and there.
Dope.
There's different things that I do, and we just hang out and just like regular people.
Do you travel around? Being that it's a fresh country, do you travel around a lot? Do you get those touristy days where you just fuck off and go see cool shit? And,
yeah, absolutely. Previously, I've been going a lot of places, like on the beach, and going down south, and maybe going to like some of the touristy areas and other cities that, you know, even some rural areas. Like there's little hidden gems like that you don't even know about, and you have to like kind of like you said, you have to like want to. Okay, I can fuck off. I can have an idea of where I want to go. Let's try to find this.
Right.
It's an adventure. Like if it's an island like Omotepe, you go there, you can fuck off for like 2-3 days, and it's a more organic vibe there, I guess I could say. But it's like there's a place I can go, maybe like Agua Arias, which is like a little lake river at the base of a volcano. You go down a dirt road, but then you go there, it's like a little oasis, and you just see a whole bunch of people there. Like, where is this place? It's like, is this like the land before time, or what? And so, and you just have a good time and just enjoy it. And recently, I've been having some fuck off days, and I've been going up north. I saw some waterfalls, some really different special like lagoons, and just see there's different populations from all over the world that actually have been here, that have input some of their culture into the Nicaraguan culture too, that I didn't even really know about. Like there's more Germans here, there's Russians here.
The Selva Negra thing up north is
Selva Negra. Like they had like a house. It was like Hansel and Gretel house. Like, what is it? Like it's so German.
Yeah.
It's like Grimm fairy tale.
Yeah, it's very German influence, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Really
so
cool.
It's there is a lot of different cultures that have kind of blended together in a way, so it makes it eclectic. Yeah.
All right. Dope. So give me a hidden gem. Give me a spot.
Ooh. I've come across new ones all the time.
You don't have like a regular that you go to, a spot that you eat at that you think is tight?
I mean, my cooking is tight.
Oh,
so I like the barbecue and stuff like that. So it's like we'll do that. We'll get together with some people, we'll have some beers, we'll have some drinks, we'll barbecue, we'll do food. But as far as different restaurants, like it just depends on what you like. I mean, typically what I've noticed here is like I like a little bit more spicy food.
Okay.
And I notice a lot of people don't really typically like a lot of more spicy food. So that's something for me to kind of get used to. I'm from New York, right? So, you know, I found a couple of pizza spots that I like. Maybe
give me a spot. What's your favorite pizza spot?
There is, don't know the name of it. There's one in Granada. It's really, I just know where it's at.
I'm with you. You. No, Morgan and I have a pizza spot in Granada. I couldn't tell you the name if you put a gun to my head.
Yeah, it's probably the same spot. It's probably the same spot. And I think that was done by some expats from the States, and they ended up making a restaurant there, and they've been down here a couple of years, and the food's good. And they're like, oh wow, they're like, yeah, they had the same vision. Like, look, we could do something better. We can do what we do. We can have a good quality of life, make some good food, and have a good vibe doing it. But like by my house, there's a couple little go-to spots like Patio Pizza. There's like a couple places that are closed, like Patio Barbecue, Zintandi, the Chinese. Zintandi is the Chinese spot. And just like a couple little, it's like even in New York, there's like always like that little hole in the wall spot. Like you don't know
guy on the road that just happens to have the best.
You don't know if it's like dirty and grimy and there's roaches or not. But it's like you go there and like the food's super awesome. And you're like, I don't really care. I'm gonna eat the food. So not to say that everything is not like have a level of sanitary things like that here, but it's like I know this food is always going to be good. Like I know that the chef who's cooking, she's going to be on it. I know she's on it today. So it just really depends the area I go to, but I have a couple different spots. And I was actually impressed by some of the spots that I went to. I was like, wow, the food's actually really, really good.
There's some spots that knock you off your feet.
Yeah.
Like you walk in, you're like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah, this is something
Absolutely catches you. So what do you do? How are you maintaining yourself? What's your gig? You have a job?
Yeah, so I work.
All right.
So I found a way to work remotely that I learned through other trials coming here during the pandemic, because that was like a big thing. And it's one of the reasons to help me be able to make the move, because I know I have a couple contacts here and there. I can get something going and just build. And now I'm working, in whatever field that I work in now remotely, and I get paid maybe not good compared to like U.S. standards.
Living here is fucking phenomenal.
But to here, I was talking about somebody about this earlier. It's probably maybe top 10% of what people would make here.
So you're doing well.
Yeah, like the more affluent side of people.
All right.
So I'm doing well.
Is it full time? Is it like you're sitting on a computer all day type deal, 9 to 5?
I am sitting on a computer. It's work from home, but at the same time, like I'm not the person that typically can stay at home the whole time. So like it's what's cool about it is if you make it work for you, and like I'll go to some place, maybe I'll go to like Laguna Apoyo, which is like a lake. It used to be like a volcanic crater that the water table broke and filled up with water. The water is like probably 88 degrees, like that. It's super, super nice. But like they have little places you can go, you get a day pass, I'll bring my computer, I'll work for the day. Great environment, have a drink, have some food, and go back home after I'm done. Like I'm probably gonna go there later today, I think, actually. But there's stuff like that. Since you are remote, you have to make it work, be able to work for you. So if I'm doing a travel, if I get like the touristy urge, if I want to go somewhere, I take my laptop with me. I go somewhere as long as I have Wi-Fi or a hotspot on my cellular. I'm able to connect and do everything I need to do.
That's awesome. That's a flex. It's true freedom right there, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. That's dope.
You're not like you're still tied to certain things, but you're not tied to a specific location.
Okay. And you took your time to figure out that type of work dynamic for yourself, because there's a lot of people who wish they could do what we do. They just can't figure out the job part of it.
Yeah, it's knowing how to interact that with your daily life.
Okay.
And how to keep it consistent and be able to know how to focus at the task at hand. Okay. Even though there's so many, there's work from home, there's this that's happening, there's this that's happening, to not be distracted and be able to have your eye on the prize, to know, like, what are you doing it for? Right, Are you just working remote to try to work remote, or are you working remote to try to do something bigger than that even? Like I have other grandeur plans of like, learning, maybe taking some classes here to go ahead and become more, not fluent, because you'll never be fluent. Even if I knew everything, I spoke perfectly, I would never be fluent.
Spanish, right?
Yeah, because I'm not of that pedigree, right? But to be able to go ahead and do that, to even, like we were speaking about, parlay into my field and possibly doing that here, to subsidize even my regular work at home, because let's be honest, anything can happen at any given time. So it's to know what steps you need to take to be prepared.
So you're working yourself into some type of position here locally, something that you can work on the ground, not online.
Well, and do both.
Okay, and do both, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's even things like, hey, look, you know what? typically most restaurants if they're a good restaurant, they're not going to open up till like maybe 4 or 5 in the afternoon. They close at 10 p.m. Like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Who's to say you can't work my remote online during the day? I'll be at my restaurant, 5 o'clock. I'll open up the restaurant, and then I'm working there, and then I have my other income, and then I have another income. So I think you have to be prepared to know how to adapt and also navigate a way to obtain goals and create new ones that are going to be increasing your value and increasing the value that you can provide and what you could obtain here.
Gotcha. All right. Word. And out of all of this, what's been the hardest part for you?
The hardest part, and I think for me specifically, it comes down to the language of me not being fluent.
It's tough.
It can be tough, and I want to personally eliminate time that I take having the conversations that should be shorter, to eliminate that time to get to that goal faster, and also to make sure the points that I'm trying to relay or I'm listening to are fully like really understood, so they're not lost in translation, right? Because I think that takes away your time, and it takes away, it gives you a level of frustration sometimes.
Sure.
And sometimes it's just like, maybe a product that I'm familiar with in the States that I can get all the time, that I can't get here. So it's little things maybe here and there that don't add up to a lot, but sometimes they add up. You're like, oh, but I'm craving that. I really want that. So, but there's alternate routes to even get certain things here, of different shipping contexts from the States that you can get.
Yeah.
So that's something that I became more familiar with. And I think it's about like the trial and error and just being open and learning about, what you can, what your limitations are and how to work around them.
Okay.
And actually make them advantages for you. Like, sometimes if you're like, you can go to the Mercado, you have to know where to get your fresh fruit at.
Sure.
You're gonna need to know where you're gonna buy your fresh meat at. And it takes time, and you have to know where to go, and it takes time to do it unless you have a liaison to help you do that. Thankfully for me, I did have a few people that I knew that were able to make the process easier for me. So I'm thankful for that. But yeah, there's always complications, everywhere at any given time, any given place. So if it's not one thing here, it might be a different thing in the States.
So here's a good one. If you could go back in time and you could give yourself one piece of advice before you started this journey, what would you say? What would you tell yourself?
I think I would say to do it sooner.
Do it sooner. Nice. I like that. Yeah. Go.
Instead of like, there's a lot of people, and I know there's like a lot of older people living in some gated communities and stuff like that here. I'm like, look, you guys waited till you're retired. Like, I'm not retired. I'll never retire. I don't want to. I want to be occupy my time. Eventually probably own some property, do some rentals, maybe the beach, maybe other locations. But it's like, why wait to live when you could live and still increase your value at the same time? You don't have to. I feel like there's a lot of people, they're just waiting for something else to happen instead of taking like the bull by the horns and be able to just and create that for yourself. So you have to have, I think, that mindset that you're a can-do person. You're willing to create. You're willing to make mistakes. You're willing to learn from them, and just take what life gives you, whether it's here or there or anywhere else, and flow with it. And don't get too high and don't get too low. There's going to be great times. There's going to be frustrating times.
Sure.
It's like even in New York, I hurry up to wait. I hurry up, run to the subway, then I wait 20 minutes because the train's late. So, and sometimes here it's like, everything's mañana. Mañana could be in an hour. It could be tomorrow. It could be next week. It could be next month, next year, or never.
Right.
So just expect the unexpected, and just be prepared to be disappointed, and be prepared to be excited and happy.
Nice. So what does a typical day look like for you, man? So you wake up, you got the job.
Wake up, I got the job. Put on my coffee. I'll make up a little of my breakfast here and there. Sometimes I'll go to a local spot. I'll pick up a little breakfast for like $4. Um, Normal errands, typical things. Try to find out, maybe where I want to go for my next adventure.
Okay.
Where do I want to go get lost for the day? Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'm involved, so there's always people kind of reaching out to me too. I've been down here for a while, and I already kind of knew some people. That people reach out to me like, you want to come here? You want to
So
go
you
to
got a pretty big social circle, man. You're out there. You're doing suburban city life, right? City life.
Yeah, either or. And like,
And you move around the city. You get along fine. Everything's smooth for you.
No problem.
That's awesome, man. That's
problem.
really cool.
I have no problems. There's people who I think maybe I'm a little bit different, where it's like I don't really, being from New York, there's a lot of different cultures that I've experienced, a lot of different neighborhoods, bad, good, affluent, poor, different races from different areas. So for me, I think being able to navigate here and being confident in whatever neighborhood I'm in has been an advantage to me, where other people might not have that if they're like from somewhere like Oklahoma or like Missouri or something like that, or Ottawa.
So just being from the Northeast, you're in fifth gear.
I think it helped me to be able to be prepared with the diversity a little bit better.
Okay, cool.
And be able to deal with anything that might come up a little bit better than maybe some other people that haven't had those experiences.
All right. Yeah, Northeast, New York, right? Okay, so young guy likes what you're doing. He's feeling your lifestyle. He sees the video. He wants some advice, man. He comes up to you and he says, I want to do what you're doing. What can you tell me?
Like, have a reason why you want to do it. It's one thing that you say, I want to be happy. I want to live free and everything like that. But it's like, it's not the same for everybody. So really have like goals and reasoning why you want to do it, and instead of saying, I just want to live abroad. I just want to work abroad. I just want to do this somewhere. It's like, maybe, like, do you see yourself being able to create a future somewhere?
Okay, that's a good one. Very good. Yeah. What?
Like, do you think that it works do you think that you'll be accepted and you're going to accept what that land there provides to you? Whether it's nothing, whether it's something, or, what do you want to do for him? Just be prepared and it's like, can I adapt and can I evolve and can I change and do things for the better for myself and the people around me here? And does it make sense? Do I see myself accepting this, or am I gonna, after a year or two, be like, oh my God, what did I do this for? Like, if you're gonna do it, don't do something to worry about if you're gonna regret it later.
Okay. I like that. That's nice. Tight. What, you got anything you want to plug?
Nah, not so much. I mean, it's like your channel. I'll plug your channel.
Oh, man.
I'll plug your channel. But just if anybody, has the opportunity or can create that opportunity, you should do it. The worst thing that can happen is you fail. And then you just do it again. But there's no certain plugs. I don't have any channels. I'm kind of under the radar. I'm a little bit private. I don't do so much social media stuff and stuff like that. So I like to be under the radar.
Plus, you're lost in the city, man. You're a city guy. You're chilling, doing big things in Managua. That's dope. That's real dope. Yeah, man. With the language and everything, you're an inspiration, man, to a lot of us. I mean, you came, you fucking did it, Yeah. You're living a good life out there.
Yeah. I wouldn't change anything.
That's awesome, brother. Listen, man, thank you so much for your time. Bro, thank you. You dropped some real gems.
Thanks, man.
That was awesome. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, we wish you nothing but positive vibes, brother.
We'll see you soon. We'll have to do a follow-up.
Wow. Jeremy, that was amazing, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time. I appreciate you, man. I wish you nothing but the best, and I'm sending positive vibes your way. My guest at home. If there's any questions in the future you want me to ask, just put them in the comment section. I'll be sure to get there. And if there are any countries out there that you want me to speak to somebody in particular or from that country, let me know. Put it in the comment section. All right. Hope to see you in a week.